Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're checking out the DHV Magellan model kit here from Kotobukiya from, of course, Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I'm really looking forward to checking this kit out just because I think it looks really cool. Unfortunately, as a big Kojima fan, I have not actually been able to play the Death Stranding games. I've watched a bunch of videos online, like playthroughs and stuff, so I'm really interested in the story. And I actually recently picked up, they have a novelization of the first game that's split into 2 novels. I picked those up fairly recently, and I'm looking forward to reading those because they look really, really nice. But while I unfortunately haven't been able to play the game, I will be able to build the model kit here of the DHV Magellan. And like I said, it does look really, really nice. So let's go ahead and get into it here for today's video. So taking a look around the box here just to start us off, it's in this really nice matte finish, first of all, and then this black text actually is in like a glossy black there, which is kind of cool, kind of fitting. And then there's a really, really nice illustration here. You can see some of like the drawbridge markings there on the illustration, the titling, and then kind of like another smaller illustration from the other side down there at the bottom. The ends of the box is going to feature that same, what was smaller on the front is there, and we have the opposite here on this side. So different box art on the either end here on this side of the box, showing options that you have for the equipment. You can either have the railgun or the crane mounted on the top there, and then for the containers, just kind of showing how you can just kind of change up the orientation of the containers. Some details here, as well as the decals that we have included. So it looks like a pretty nice set of decals that we're going to have for this. Around on the other side of the box, this shows the unpainted kit, so exactly what it's going to look like straight out of the box. We do have this nice stand included here as well. And then the MSRP for this one coming in at 7,000 yen. Let's go ahead and open it up and check it out here. So obviously it's going to be molded in primarily just different shades of gray, but taking a look real quick here at our water slide decal sheet, yeah, really nice. Some really teeny tiny little decals that we're going to have for this one. Some like a couple of larger ones, but for the most part they're going to be rather small, but really nice to have those. It's mostly in black and white. And then it looks like our instruction manual is also going to be in like a horizontal format, which is kind of unusual. The front inside pages here have a bunch of concept art, so that's really interesting to see. Some really nice concept art, like kind of from multiple different angles, and you can kind of see some more artwork over here. That looks cool. On the next page here, we've got our parts list, and then after that, it's just the construction here. So let's go ahead, fast forward through the instruction. There's again, just kind of showing the optional equipment there. On our very last couple of pages here, we've got the color and decal guide. So there's a color guide, all the colors are there for you in English. Basically, again, just different shades of gray, and then the decal guide here. So there's quite a few decals that are gonna go around on that. That's it for the manual. All right, let's get into the runners then here. This is actually runner O, but I just wanted to start off showing you guys this one here first for the display base here. Obviously, you've got the DHV Magellan text and logo. They're printed on the base for you. Very cool. Then runner A is here in a kind of medium gray there. Some really nice detail all around on this kit. And then runner A1 is going to be this part here for obviously the big part for like the shell on the top. Gives you a good sense of just how big this kit's going to be when it's all built. But again, just really, really nice detail on this. This is going to look really good when it's all painted. The B runner is here in black, like a pure black there for obviously like kind of the lower half of the main body, probably the inside like support part there, and some more parts for that. Runner C is in a really interesting kind of very, very dark green. It's kind of almost black, but it's just super dark greenish color. There's 2 of those. The same color here for runner D as well, that super dark green color there. But then runners E and F are slightly different. Here is runner E in a light gray and runner F in a kind of medium gray there. But then we're back to that same very dark green color here for runner G. We're going to actually skip runner H for a moment. Runner I here, we've got 2 of those, and then runner J as well there in that same color. Now lastly, then runner H here is just a couple of parts in this kind of dark orange kind of color, and that's it for everything. Looks like really, really nice detail on this. I think it's going to look really cool. Let's go ahead and get it built up and check it out. All right, guys, so then here is the kit all built up, and one of the great opportunities to show you kind of like compared to a human, just kind of the size of this, because it definitely surprised me how big it is. It's a little bit larger than what I was expecting, which I'm very happy about. But of course, the thing with this is that, it's not gonna necessarily do a whole lot. It's a ship, and we have a couple of different like option parts for it, and it's not like it has like weapons or a backpack, arms, legs, anything else. It's basically just like a ship model, and it's really, really begging for some paint, or at the very least like a thick black ink wash or something on it just to kind of really make it look at least a little bit more like how it looks in the game. So like I said, we do have some option parts here, and we'll go through those first, and then we'll take a closer look at everything. Let's go ahead and get into it. And so first of all, we've got our display base here, not necessarily an accessory, but again, that does look very nice. You basically just have a ball joint there at the top where this can rotate, and that's just plugged into a hard point here on the bottom of the ship. It's going to be right up there. That said, we do have an optional piece to just cover that up entirely if you didn't want to have this. If you're going to display it in some other way, you wanted to like make your own mount or something for this, for displaying it, and you want to just not have that hole, that hard point there on the bottom, you've got that option piece. And then up here at the top, we've got two different options here for these smaller weapons, those light gray parts here. So I just put one of each. This one here is meant to be a Gatling gun option, and this one here on this side is meant to be a missile option, but you've got two of each. So if you wanted to have them both be the same on either side, you can do that. And then we've got our two different options here for kind of like the main mounted weapon, or just kind of option part here, as we have this option, which is just a crane. Now this unfortunately doesn't like extend out or anything. It basically, you're just able to adjust the angle of this up and down slightly there, and then you have that piston detail part on the inside as well, which is kind of cool. But this is just a simple part here. They got that little antenna, also be careful with that. And this is just able to swap by just pulling that out there on the top, and you can swap to whichever option you prefer. Easy enough, just pop the other one in there like that. For the railgun, this one just is going to work the same. You can adjust the angle of it up and down a little bit there, and we've got some nice detail on here just going around on the sides. Again, a little antenna bit here at the back, so you're just going to want to be careful with those. You've got those here on the front of the containers as well, so just be careful with those finer points. And that's it for all of the option parts and accessories and everything. One thing just to point out, I don't know if I pointed this out in the unboxing, so I'll just point it out again here for you guys. You'll notice the canopy there is pre-painted, so it's like a shinier, slightly greenish kind of black color there, so you can just kind of make out the canopy there. It kind of stands out nicely there as it catches the light. We do have some moving parts here, like in the containers. You can adjust the angle of these, you can move them further back. You can have them just kind of stood to the back of there like that, or kind of rotate around, but these are going to be getting in the way a little bit, those aspects of it. These are actually on ball joints here as well on the bottom. There's not really a whole lot of room for those necessarily to move around. Also, these little bits here on the side, you can also kind of adjust the angle of those a little bit, but it's not really a whole lot of point to that. So you can have some room to mess around with the containers there at the back a bit, but they don't open up or do anything else with those. That's just kind of how those are going to be. But again, some really nice details all around. You are going to have some seam lines on some of the parts. And like I said, I think it's at the very least begging to have some panel lining done on there just to bring out a lot of those really nice details. Ultimately, I think a paint job just to kind of give this look more similar to like what we see of it in the game, especially if you wanted to go for like a thick oil covering over it, I think would look really, really nice. I like the little detail here of the little camera bit there at the bottom as well. You've got these large vents there in the front and everything. So again, just to give you guys an idea of the size of this front to back, it's going to be roughly about 19 centimeters there, or about a little over 7 inches, just kind of depending on the angle of the containers. And so normally here at the end of the video, we would take a look at the model in a number of different poses. This is obviously one that there's not really a whole lot that you can do in terms of posing it. You can just kind of adjust the angle of it in terms of like how you want it to be displayed. But really, that's just kind of about it. Between our different option parts that you have and a little bit of movement for the containers at the back, that's about all it can really do. But if you're a fan of the game, or just, you know, a fan of cool sci-fi ship model kits like this, it's definitely something that I can recommend for you guys. I still, unfortunately, have not had a chance to play through the game, but I'm definitely a fan of just like the story and Kojima in general, and all of Yoji Shinkawa's designs and everything. It's all good stuff, and it's always good to see more model kits from them. So yeah, that's just about gonna do it for this video, guys. Like I said, not really too much else that I can show you for this for now. I'm definitely looking forward to working on this some more, painting it, and it's definitely going to be one of those that's a pretty easy kit to paint. I mean, there's a few seam lines on there, some mold lines to sand and stuff as far as like paint prep goes. There are some of the panel lines and details that are maybe a little bit shallow. You might want to rescribe out a little bit just to deepen those a little bit maybe before painting, but otherwise fairly simple to prep this for painting. So I'm looking forward to working on it some more. But for now, that's just about gonna do it. If you guys want to check out this kit and more from Kotobukiya, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. Got lots of great stuff there on the website. And as always, guys, thank you all so much for all of your support. Until next time, hope you all are doing well. I'll see you all later. Bye, guys.